Hello folks, and welcome to a new edition of Gear Review. This time we're going to check a pedal made in Italy, handmade in Italy actually. It's called the 1987 V2 Hot Rod Dual Channel Plexi Pedal, and it's made by a company called Nabla, blah. I'm confused. But anyway, it's handmade, it's made in Europe, it's made in Italy. And to tell you a little bit about the story of what is behind the name of the pedal, we have to clear up one thing. 1987, it's got nothing to do with the album of Whitesnake, which was recorded with a Mesa Boogie amp. This one is 1987 is the production number of a Plexi Marshall, a 50 watt Plexi Marshall. So this one is going to be a really classic sounding pedal. It's one of these pedals that we call amp in the box. So what you get is basically the sound of a 50 watt Plexi Marshall. And to get this right, I'm playing the pedal into my Houston Kettner Deluxe 20, which is not a Marshall. So why not get a Marshall sound out of a Houston Kettner amp? And as it is an amp in a box, I'm not playing it right into the input. I'm playing it into the return of the loop of this amp. So let's check the controls of the pedal first. As you can see, there is 4 controls and 2 knobs and 2 buttons on the front side. It's running with 9 volt. That's the first thing you have to know. And it all starts with the drive knob, which is important for drive pedal. And then you get the tone, then you got the level for the normal channel, and you got the level for the 11 channel. Channel 1, channel 2. Yes, it says Hot Rod Dual Channel Plexi, and that's what you get. You get on and off for the button over here, and that engages basically the first section of the pedal over here. And then you get the 11 knob, which engages this level knob over here. The cool thing is you don't have 2 different tone knobs. Is it really that cool to not have 2 tone knobs? Yes, because the only thing you want is more gain and maybe more level to boost your solo. So it's completely cool for me to just have 1 tone knob and you have 2 channels. Okay, and you got 2 lights for channel 1 and channel 2, and then you got the switches, and the first one is tight. You got 3 stages. 1, 2, 3. Tight is basically, you will hear it later, to tighten up the bass frequencies a little bit. Okay? And the second switch is called mids, where you can go from the normal richness of the mids you get from a Plexi Marshall to a very scoopy sound. So, okay, enough talking. let's get into playing. So let's check what the amp sounds like without the pedal first. That's the sound I get from guitar direct into the return of the loop. It's a pretty dark sound, not very much presence frequency, so let's see what we can do with the pedal. Let's engage number 1. Okay, you get a lot of sounds you are familiar with when you are playing a Marshall. You get the mids, but it's more creamy. Maybe it's because of the darkness of my amp. So let's check out what the tone knob can do. That's too much. Okay, the truth is somewhere in between 2 and 3 o'clock with the tone knob together with my guitar and my amp. With your setup, it may sound completely different because, for example, you're using a Fender amp that is already very present and has a lot of high frequencies. You may or more going to a position like this. And this one would be too bright, but for here and now, I like it. So let's mess with the gain knob. Let's start in a very low position. With the single coil. I can work with it's a nice clean sound with some crunch in it. So let's go a little bit more up. It's so funny for me. There's just a position cleanish with some gain in it. And when I turn down the volume knob, it gets clean completely. And the next position is gain. So everything in between here and the position I'd like to find right now is for me not existing. I don't need them. If I ever get a signature pedal, the gain knob will be a 3 position switch, which is dumb, but for me it works. Okay. That's okay. I think that's what I like. Let's get all the way up. Okay, that's a real beast right now. That's what you get from a really good hot-rodded Marshall. If you're listening to what you get noisy sides, it's okay. I mean, we have a lot of gain. So let's check what we can do with the frequency knobs over here, or the tightness and the mid knobs. Right now, the tightness is all the way down the switch. If I flip it to the middle position, if you heard nothing, it's the same what I did. I really did not hear anything, and the next thing is I didn't feel any difference. So I messed around with it a little bit, and let's show you what this switch can do. If you're hitting the note slightly, did you hear it? It's like 5 to 6% less bass frequencies that you get out of this switch. So I think this switch is complete nonsense, and I really don't need it. I really don't need it because the tone knob works very well. So I don't understand this knob over here. It's completely different with the mid switch. Let's get all the way up to show you what it can do. Now we got a lot of mid frequencies that you may don't want. So let's get down. And one more. It's a nice mid control. And you get in the middle position, it's okay for me. Too much gain. The scooped version is, I don't like this Rider Lightning sound. So, okay, now I got my rhythm sound, and so channel 11 is kicked in. You get a little bit more noise. The gain knob is set to noon right now. Let's hear what we get. Okay, what you get is, you get a second channel that is called 11, and actually you get the first channel on 10, maybe on one more, but I really couldn't feel it. If you compare first channel on 100% to the second. Okay, there's something going on. Okay. I couldn't feel it before, but now I really feel it. There's something kicking in, like a extra gain stage or a boost or something, and you get more mids, you get more gain. So let's see what we can do with the tight and the middle controls with the channel 11. Just to remind you of, this is the level for this channel. So you get two different levels. And let's see what we can do with the switches. I like it. I mean, I was okay with the gain on 1 o'clock on channel 1. My rhythm sound. Let's kick in the 11. Even though this record wasn't played with a 1987 Marshall, the sound reminds me of the record. Okay, let's get back to the switches. Tighten it. Okay, it works if you playing really tight notes. Let's check the mids. All the way up. Nice overtones. Let's get one step down. I don't know that. No, I don't like this one. But I like the sound overall, especially with the channel 11. Have you ever played on a stage with a wah-wah pedal and you played a wah-wah solo and then you forgot to switch it off and played and you thought, the sound sounds a little bit too MIDI, too mid-rangey, and then you looked at your wah-wah and you saw, okay, it's not off, switched off. There are some frequencies in this pedal that remind me of these wah-wah frequencies, or EMG 81 pickups are having this frequency too. I can't describe it, but it feels like very like this. Which is okay. A lot of guitar players are using these pickups. A lot of guitar players like Kerry King are using a pedal that is like a fixed wah-wah pedal to get this sound. And it really cuts through the mix. alone, played alone, it really sounds a little bit too quacky. But I like the way the two channels are playing together. If you have a sound that sounds good on channel 1, I think you will get a pretty good sound of channel 2 just by kicking the button. And yeah, I like it. I like the pedal, and what more can I say about it? It's is it the best Marshallish pedal I ever played? Maybe not. There are others like the Zvex Box of Rock that also do a good job, but it gives you a good Marshally sound, even though you don't play a Marshall. And it's for a 2-channel pedal, handmade in Europe, in Italy. I think around $180 is okay. I think it's affordable. So if you have any further questions regarding the pedal, just write them down in the comments, and I will answer them. So I hope you had a lot of fun, as much as I did, and see you soon.